This is the homework helper for Chapter 14, Section 4 in the 8th grade workbook, Subtracting Polynomials. Now, I'm not going to spend any time with you on 1, 2, and 3 because 1, 2, and 3, you're just identifying the opposite of the polynomial. Go through, change the signs. Positives become negatives, negatives become positives, additions become subtractions, subtractions become additions. You're going to blaze right through 1, 2, and 3. You don't need my help for that at all. What you need some help with maybe, though, is the actual adding and subtracting process. So I'm prepared to help you with 4, 5, 6, and 7 here and leave the rest of this to you. So as we look at number 4, we've got 4n cubed minus 4n plus 4n squared, and we're supposed to subtract polynomial 2, 6n plus 3n squared minus 8. So again, what happens here? Subtraction becomes addition, and then whatever's after it changes its sign. So positives become negatives, negatives become positives, additions become subtractions, subtraction becomes additions. Run through and make all those changes. So instead of being a positive 6n, this is going to be a negative 6n. Instead of being a plus 3n squared, now that's going to be a minus 3n squared. And instead of being a minus 8 at the end there, that's going to be a plus 8 at the end there. All right, so let's identify like terms here and start combining, and we'll have our answer. 4n cubed doesn't have a match because there's nothing over here or anywhere else in the question that says n cubed in it. So 4n cubed is just going to get dragged down into the answer. 4n squared and this what is now a minus 3n squared, or you can think of it as negative 3n squared. Well, since those are both n squareds, we can go ahead and combine those. So I've got 4n squared, and I'm going to take away 3n squareds, and that's going to leave me 1n squared. So plus 1n squared goes down in part of my answer. Now I'm going to put the n things together. This minus 4n or negative 4n and this negative 6n, those are going to go together to make negative 10n's here. You can write plus negative 10n or you can write minus 10n. It's the exact same thing. And then at the very end here, this lonesome number integer 8 just gets dragged down into the answer because he does not have a date to the prom either, like 4n cubed didn't. And so we drag that down and we end up with 4n cubed plus 1n squared plus negative 10n plus 8. Final answer. As you heard me say many times in the instruction today, just because I happen to write my answer in standard form or descending order does not mean that that is a must, that is not necessary. That's just standard mathematical ways of doing things, but the directions do not require it. So if you put the 8 first, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Negative 2h to the fourth plus 3h minus 4, subtracting polynomial 2, 2h minus 3h to the fourth plus 2. So again, this is going to become minus, and things after it are going to change their sign. So instead of this being positive 2h, now it's going to be negative 2h. Instead of this being minus 3h to the fourth, it's going to be plus 3h to the fourth. Instead of being plus 2, now it's going to be minus 2. All right, so let's start combining some like terms here. We've got this negative 2h to the fourth. It can combine with 3h to the fourth. Reasoning is because they both have just regular old h to the fourth in them. So we combine them based on what they say. Negative 2h to the fourth plus 3h to the fourth is going to give me an h to the fourth. Or if you want to write 1h to the fourth, you can write 1h to the fourth. It's the same thing. 3h and this negative 2h are going to combine. Reasoning is because they both have just regular old h in them. They are like terms. 3h, take away 2 of the h's, gives me just one old h. And then I've got these integers that can combine. And again, I'm going to do exactly what it says. A negative 4 minus 2, which is going to give me negative 6. So I can write plus negative 6 or minus 6. They're the same thing. And I end up with 1h to the fourth plus h minus 6. All right, let's look at number 6. 6m plus 2m squared minus 7. I'm subtracting polynomial number 2, negative 6m squared minus m minus 7. So subtraction in the middle becomes addition, and then everything after it changes its sign. Well, what's nice about this question is they're all minus or negative, so they're all going to become plus or positives here. And now we can go ahead and subtract the polynomials. So I've got 6m and the m, those are going to go together because they're both m things. 6m, and then if I give you another m, that means you have 7 m's. 2m squared is going to match up with 6m squared. Reasoning is because they both have m squared in them. They're like terms. If I give you 2m squareds and then I give you 6 more m squareds, and you now have 8m squareds. And notice I'm writing that first. I'm still writing my answers in standard form or descending order. Biggest exponent first. Again, that is not a requirement of you. Nowhere in the directions does it say for you to do that. I only be happening to do that because that is standard mathematical practice. All right, and then let's go ahead and get the integers here. I have a minus 7 plus 7. Those, of course, are going to wipe each other out, and they're gone. So that whole thing simplifies to 8m squared plus 7m. All right, one more. Number 7, 17x squared minus x plus 3. Subtracting polynomial number 2, 14x squared plus 3x plus 5. All right, so let's go ahead and fix this up here. Again, subtraction in the middle of the two polynomials is going to change to addition, and then everything after it is going to change its signs. Well, these are all positive or plus, so they're all going to become minus or subtract, or negatives rather, or subtract. All right, so I've got 17x squareds, and now I'm going to add to that negative 14x squareds. That's going to give me 3x squareds. Again, I'm combining those because they both have x squareds in them. They are like terms because of that very fact, and we're only allowed to combine the like terms. Here I have a negative x, and then I'm taking away 3 more x's, so now I'm going to have negative 4x's. So you can write plus negative 4x, or you can write minus 4x. It's the same thing. Again, combining those because they both have x's in them, plain old x's, that makes them like terms, so we can combine them. And then we're going to combine the integers. 3 and negative 5 go together to make negative 2. So I'm going to add negative 2 on the end, and we end up with 3x squared minus 4x plus negative 2, or if you want to write minus 2, it's the same thing as being the solution to number 7.